Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Link4Growth TV show. As usual, you can contact us via Twitter at Link4Growth, L4GSWR, that's at L4GSWR. You can also put in your ideas for future shows, or if you have any comments on what we've said this week. We'd love to hear from you. As usual, we have a full show, but as with last week, it was only the three of us still doing it. The other two, Tania and Catherine, are still away enjoying well-earned summer holidays. I'll be covering the news, and one of the things I'll be talking about is voter registration, which has an important deadline coming up. If you want to look safe, electoral voting and stuff like that, now's your opportunity to do so. You can also have your say on what Watford Leisure Centre should be doing and how it should be running the athletics track and stadium and stuff like that. There's also news about a new initiative in Three Rivers District Council area for those people who are unfortunately suffering from Parkinson's. Neal, what sports news do you have for us this week?
Hi Diane, so this week we've got a review of last week's game for Watford against Arsenal. We've got lots of transfer news and some squad news from Watford, and we've got some local cricket.
Okay, that's great. And Chris, you're muted. That's better.
Can you hear me? I've unmuted myself, but
no, that's good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm down in Croxley this week. This week, there's a lot going on in Croxley. There's the Croxfest thing happening. They get about 5,000 visitors down there tomorrow between 12 and 8 p.m. So I'm going to be starting off my interviews at the kitchen because Annie there, who works there, is responsible for all the stalls that are down at Croxfest, and Linda's got a stand down there, and Link4Growth's going to be down there tomorrow as well with the kitchen. So I'm going to just talk about that a little bit with the team here.
Okay, that sounds really good. And I suppose the place to start now will be what's happened with Link4Growth last week. Earlier today, there was the Corporate Social Responsibility Lunch down at Scotsbridge Mill, which is a restaurant, as you know, at the bottom of Scots Hill. It's a good opportunity for charities and companies to get together and work out how they can help each other. These events are usually well attended. Unfortunately, I couldn't go today, but you know, it's as I said, it's usually well attended and with a good response and take-up rate from both kind of groups. Yesterday morning there was a link for coffee at Perk, which is the venue we use in Carpenter's Park, and later this month now we'll be holding their first ever Yellow Comedy gig. So that's something to look forward to as well at Perk later on in the month. And on Wednesday there was a link for drinks with a difference, and that was because Chris was at the kitchen doing mocktails again, weren't you, Chris?
Yes, can you hear me or not?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I was there with my hat and mixing cocktails, mocktails actually, yeah, which is great fun.
Okay, that's great. Now, Chris, you did say you've got a series of interviews lined up with to do with Croxfest, and first of which is now, and that's with Annie, who works at the kitchen with Linda.
Yeah, here you go. I'm just going to put them on camera for you. So let me just do that.
Dane, do you want to be interviewed?
Yeah, so we're actually being interviewed, even though they can't see you. There we go. There you go. You're both live now. So, Annie, I'm quite curious to ask you a couple of questions, actually, because you're here in two capacities. One, you work for Linda, and you actually work at this, but you're also very involved in Croxfest. Now, I'm curious, how's Linda as a boss? Because I'm going to actually be under her tomorrow, ostensibly, aren't I? Kind of. So, what's she like as a boss? Just first.
She's a brilliant boss. Yes.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Your bonus is coming. So Croxfest, your father, is it your father who's actively involved in that? Now you've got the responsibility of doing the stalls. So how's that gone? And tell us a little bit about some of the stalls that might be there.
Yeah, very well. We're completely full of stalls. We've got activities for children like bouncy castle, face painting. We've also got some jewellery stalls and awareness stalls for charities to come and raise awareness there as well.
So how I mean, we're expecting what 5,000 people to be there tomorrow. Let's hope the weather's good. And how many different are these local people that are running these stalls? So lots of different types of food, crafts, and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're all local businesses and a wide range of stalls.
Fabulous. Right, Linda, you are one of the stalls.
We are, yeah. The kitchen is a sponsor of Croxfest, and as such, we've got a stand there tomorrow.
Okay.
And we will be the cupcake kitchen. So we are selling all our regular cakes as cupcakes tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, so I know you've been busy baking. How many cupcakes have you baked?
Well, we did a poll on Facebook and we asked people how many cupcakes they thought we would sell tomorrow. Bearing in mind there's 5,000 people there, and the answer was 600.
So that's what you've made.
Yeah.
You've been busy in the kitchen this week then.
We are very busy.
And but it's not just cakes, is it? You've got other things on the stand, because here's it's a very community focused place. This, so you've got other people that hold events here. I know, but don't worry about that. I'm not in camera. You are. So what? Who is going to be with you down there, sort of exhibiting on the stall with you?
So because the kitchen is very much a community hub and we have lots of different things going on here, we've invited the kitchen folk to come and be part of us.
The kitchen, what?
The kitchen folk. So this is a group of people that come once a month on a Wednesday evening. And
not the folk that come to the kitchen.
well, they are folk singers.
Okay.
On a Wednesday
A little bit of a play on words there.
We have been up for about 72 hours now.
So you've got the kitchen folk, and who else?
We also have the Crochet Club, formerly known as the Happy Hookers, but they've decided on a new name. So the Crochet Club will be here.
Okay.
And the Book Lovers crew, and we're expecting representatives of Link4Growth to join us today.
Might be guilty on that score.
Very well, because I'm all the cupcakes.
Okay, so the festivities start at 12, and they go on until 8. Okay, brilliant. All right, well, thanks ever so much. I know you're busy.
Very welcome.
There's a cloud of icing sugar here, which I'm engulfed in.
Make sure you keep your tea.
Why is that then?
Because the sugar will run.
So what kind of, one last thing, what kinds of cupcakes can we expect there tomorrow?
Okay, so we'll have vanilla,
Yeah.
chocolate, gluten and dairy-free hummingbird, gluten, dairy and egg-free chocolate avocado, orange and poppy seed, lemon drizzle, lemon, raspberry, and dairy-free vegan chocolate.
What's that velvet stuff?
And red velvet.
Hey, and I know a little.
Cakes.
I know. You've got an extensive memory as well. I must confess, I know a little bit about the red velvet, Diane, but I'm not telling you the secret now. That's for another day.
Okay,
All
well,
right,
I'm glad that there's lemon drizzle on offer, because you'd be lost without it, wouldn't you?
yeah, she just said she's glad that lemon drizzle is on offer. But you do know I'm on intermittent fasting, Diane, don't you? However, this won't be, later on it will be, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be done here. I'm off now to see your father, hopefully, down at the actual site, Annie. So I'm going to rush down there now. But thank you very much for spending the time with us. And we'll see you again, no doubt, soon.
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Right, there you go, Diane. There's the bottom line here from the kitchen. And it's all good fun.
Okay, well, that's great. Thanks very much for that, Chris.
And I shall see you in about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so.
Yes. Okay, great. We look forward to it. Okay, local news. Both Watford and Three Rivers councils are appealing to people to complete their voter registration forms. Every home in Watford has received an annual electoral canvass form from the council, as does every home in Three Rivers. There are certain changes that are happening. If you change the name of anyone who lives there any resident who's aged 16 or older but not currently listed, you can add those. Amending any detail that's incorrect, so if you're a new householder, of course you've got to change all that. And also crossing out the name of anyone who no longer lives at the address. Residents then asked to sign, date and return the amended form as soon as possible to the council. Alternatively, you can now make the changes via the internet. Simply follow the changes section required on the form. Households with no change required to the details included on the form can re-register simply by confirming the details online by text or phoning, and this is for Watford only, a free phone number 24 hours a day, and simply following the no charges needed section on the form. Registering is a quick and easy process, and it's a good way of making sure everyone who is registered now will be eligible to vote in the May 2017 Hertfordshire County Council elections. If you're not automatically registered, if you pay council tax or have previously registered, your assistance will be with the scheme will be with your assistance with early and if possible electronic response keeps helps costs to a minimum. So as otherwise we have to print and post a reminder to. So in other words, if you are interested or you do want to register your vote, then please do. If you want this form, then you can phone the council in Watford on 01923 278 368, and in Three Rivers, the telephone number if you want help and advice on the methods of voting and on the electoral form, you can do so by calling 01923 776611, and you can also download the form directly from Three Rivers Council website. Watford Council are also asking for people to comment on the quality of the leisure and sporting facilities for the whole community. They're committed, Watford Council are committed to providing good facilities, and they want to know what you think about two of their leisure centres. That's the one at Woodside, Watford Woodside and Watford Central, and they also want your thoughts and views on Woodside Athletics Stadium. The council want to make sure that the services they're providing are what the community wants, and that they are safe, friendly and accessible to all, and that they also help improve the physical and social well-being of Watford residents. As a leisure centre or local resident, they value our views and therefore they are carrying out a survey to understand what we really think of the facilities and the services you receive. What you think works well, what you think could be improved, and what is not there at the moment, which you would like to see in the future. They encourage everyone to complete take a few minutes to complete their online service, and that 4 lucky people as an incentive will receive £25 worth of in-tube vouchers if you fill in your details at the end of the survey to be included in the prize draw. You can find the survey at surveymonkey.co.uk/r/leisure_facilities 2016. We'll post the link up under the YouTube channel later, or you can access it via Watford Council's news section and read the article headed "Have Your Say." You can vote all at any time during September up to Friday the 30th of September this year. There's a photography exhibition which celebrates Casbury's Green Gym, a free photography exhibition by West Herts College students that showcases the work the volunteers put into nearly 2 years of conservation at Watford's Casbury Park Green Gym begins on Friday, today. The display will run for a week at Watford's Into Gallery, which is upstairs as you go from the Palace car park. Green Gym is funded by Watford Borough Council, Into and Heritage Lottery and Big Lottery Fund. It was launched by the conservation volunteers in December 2014. Activities during the volunteers' weekly sessions included preserving biodiverse habitats, growing food, planting flowers, scything, removing invasive species, scrub clearing, wildlife pond building, path clearance, and creating deadwood hedging. Since the green gym was launched, volunteers have planted 500 native hedge trees for wildlife. They've also built insect hotels, bird boxes and hedgehog dens, painted nature information science and created raised vegetable beds for peace hospice care patients. Green gym visits volunteers' physical and mental health, making them happier, fitter and giving them a sense of belonging, as well as helping to preserve a treasured beauty spot. Elected Mayor of Watford, Dorothy Thornhill, said, quote, "We are delighted to support the good work of the the conservation volunteers Green Gym, raising awareness and making a real contribution to improving Canterbury's parks, flora and fauna. The work of these dedicated volunteers is a vital part of ensuring the park remains a wonderful natural habitat, which is one of the reasons why it was so well loved. Our 6.6 million heritage and big lottery funded restoration of the park scheme is amazing, but the dedication and commitment of volunteers like these and our friends at Canterbury Park show how to keep the park is one of the best in the country is also immensely important. The exhibitor work will be shown between 9 and 6 on Friday the 2nd of September and on Monday to Wednesday the following week. It will run from 9 till 7 on Saturday the 3rd of September, that's tomorrow, and between 11 and 5 on Sunday. And it runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Thursday the 8th. As I said, the gallery can be found opposite the Into Centre's Palace car park. Three Rivers District Council have announced that there will be a new dance course held for those people who are suffering from Parkinson's. It's been set up by Three Rivers Leisure Team. The course will run every Thursday between 12:30 and 1:30 at the William Penn Leisure Centre from next Thursday, the 8th of September. Each session costs just £3 and there's no need to book. You can turn up and pay on the day. If you do require more information, then you can get more information by contacting Three Rivers District Council on 01923 776611. That's 01923 776611. The aim of the programme is to provide a relaxed and sociable environment for people with Parkinson's to exercise both body and mind, and to help them to maintain flexibility and install confidence whilst assessing movement and balance. Major international studies have showed marked improvements for all aspects of movement in these areas for those people who are suffering Parkinson's and have attended these types of dance sessions. So that's a new dance session course being set up by Three Rivers, starting next Thursday between 12:30 and 1:30 at William Penn. Tania and I have talked about this a lot, but the deadlines now for the removal of the brown bins from Three Rivers District Council starts next Monday on the 5th of September. Brown bins remain the property of the council and will be collected from your property during September as follows. So, week commencing the 5th of September, bins will be collected from South Oxley, Carpenters Park, Northwood, Oxley Hall and Moor Park. The 12th they'll be collected from Rickmansworth, Mill End, Maple Cross and West Hyde. Week commencing the 19th from Croxley Green, Loudwater and Chorley Wood. And week commencing 26th of September, Bedmond, Abbots Langley, Leavesden, Sarah and Garden. If you've not already signed up to the scheme, but the scheme would like to know more about how you can dispose of green waste, then please contact the council via their website. You can either, and if you don't subscribe, you can either take your garden waste to a household waste recycling centre or compost it at home. It should not be placed in your refuge bin. The garden waste payment collection subscription is available to all who live in Three Rivers, and again there's a link on their website if you wish to sign up for that. Talking of getting fit as we were with the Green Gym earlier, Hertsmere have linked up with Watford FC Football Trust to offer a scheme called Shape Up and Get Healthy. The scheme is aimed at men between 18 and 65 with a body mass index of BMI of 30 or over. and which you can calculate by looking at the website link from the page on Herts Borough Council. The sessions are going to take place at Queen School in Bushy on Tuesday nights between 7:30 and 9 p.m. starting on the 20th of September and will run for 12 weeks. With additional follow-up sessions. Participants meet up weekly for this 90-minute session consisting of 45 minutes educational segmentation and 45-minute physical activity session. 2 segments are delivered with the aim of improving participants' healthy lifestyle knowledge and to ensure substantial weight loss rather than typical short-term benefits of a diet-based program. The course is open and accessible to all and will be also available at other venues across the Hertfordshire over the coming months. More details can be found at the Shape Up website. As I said, this is a scheme that's being run by Watford FC Trust, who are running it, and it's also been backed by local GPs. So if you are interested and want to get involved, you can either go and register through your local GP surgery or simply contact 01923 496 391 or email andrew.garlick, Garlick, that is, at watfordfc.com. And as I said, the program starts on the 20th of September, so you've still got a couple of weeks to get in place. Neal.
Hello.
Hello. For some reason I can't see you.
I should be back on now. The camera's on.
You are great. Let's start with Watford and their defeat to Arsenal. A traditional game of two halves, as I understand.
Yeah, I predicted a win for this one, and I was sorely let down. Watford in the first 2 games of the league season, they've started the games really quickly with a lot of energy and quick passing game. And unfortunately, against Arsenal, the 3-5 formation didn't seem to work at all in the first half. We didn't seem to have the energy or the pace, and it was only a matter of time before Arsenal scored in my mind. And it was a very clumsy tackle by Emery to give them a penalty. And then they just took complete charge of the first half. We were nowhere to be seen, and we were 3-0 down at half time. So really disappointing first half performance. But as you say, second half, formation was changed. The word is that Mazzari was quite firm with the team at half time. And they played a lot better in the second half, scored a goal. 3-1. You could see how if we had snuck a second goal, Arsenal were getting a bit nervy because they've not had a great start to the season. But overall, unfortunately, it was a well-deserved win for Arsenal and a very subpar performance by Watford.
Okay, now we're going to be talking a lot about the doings and goings. So of course, it's transfer window week or the week when the window closed. Do you think that's had an unsettling effect on them? I mean, some of the favourites have gone like Matty Vidra, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know if it does or not. You can never tell why sometimes teams just don't get off to a fast start. I mean, they tried to in the last 2 games and it's worked. It could just be that Arsenal were very prepared for our formation and knew how to counter it, and we weren't actually getting any of the ball. We weren't doing any passing. None of the players who featured Saturday were involved in the transfers, and they would probably have already known that. So I don't think that can be used as an excuse.
Okay, so fan favourite, and I believe I can put that to the man. Matty Vidra has left Watford and gone to Derby.
Yes, he wanted to stay and fight for his place, but he was the fourth place striker behind Igalu, Dane and Success. And with his options limited about first team football and with a very large offer from Derby, it was inevitable that he was going to go. He's said thank you to the fans. He's had great memories. He was part of the promotion winning side, and he was also in the side that played at the famous Leicester game. And he's basically gone to Derby to see if he can get them promoted. Do the same thing.
And it seems that Watford players, when they leave in batches because to the same club, having had a whole lot moved to Sheffield Wednesday. Anya, is it Ike Anya? Is it Ike Anya?
Itchy. Yeah, he's gone to Derby as well. That was. It's a shame, another fans' favourite, but he hasn't really had a look in this season at all. And towards the end of last season, he wasn't playing as much. And again, a player who just wanted to play first-team football and didn't get quite as much for Itchy. But yeah, it's strange how that works out. But yeah, we sent 3 players off to Sheffield Wednesday and now 2 to Derby. I mean, I guess they're looking at players who have experience of getting promoted. That's actually quite key, bringing players like that to a team, because it builds confidence in the teams that are pushing for promotion.
So there is a kind of logic to it then.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. And they know how each other plays, so that also helps.
Okay. Now, Watford haven't been slow in letting a couple of other players going, like Alan Nyrom, who's gone to West Brom. And didn't he sign a contract earlier this month, or earlier this season, I should say, for 4 years?
Yes, he did, which was a strange one in itself because of the way he played at the end of last season. I did speculate at the time that maybe it was just to get a little bit more money for him on loan, and lo and behold, yes, he's gone to West Brom. 4 million, I think I heard. But again, a player who unlikely to get a look in the first team, may not have even made the squad. Makes sense for him and for us to part ways.
So is this a kind of like a traditional Pozzo tactic, in that you sign someone on a long contract, and even if you intend to get rid of them, the fact they signed the contract means, and it's a long contract, means that their price gets inflated?
They are wheeler dealers of the transfer market for sure. They know how to maximise the profits. There's been a lot of discussion between friends about how they do that. They'll even sign players that they think are undervalued just to loan out or just to sell. So yeah, they do that. They can turn over a good profit by doing so. And Vidra is a good example. We've going to make about £12 million on him. That's a massive amount of money. So it's they seem to have an eye for a bargain and seem to be able to drive a hard bargain when selling.
Which is interesting. Let's talk about who else has left. Sean Murray. Now, he's been at Watford for, although he's only 22, I believe, he's been at Watford for 14 years. So a big loss or inevitable?
Yeah, it's a sad loss, because when someone comes through the youth team, you want to see him break in, and he managed to do that in the Championship. But last year in the Premiership, he got a couple of games and then he was loaned out, and he came back, and towards the end of the season, he played in a cup game. Wasn't getting a look in at all. And then, in all honesty, is the squad quality has stepped up since he was in the team. So unfortunate that we're not going to have a local lad in the team anymore, but he wanted to play some football. He's been a long time now without getting first team football, so can't blame him at all.
I noticed that Adrian Mariappa has rejoined Watford. Does he count as a local lad?
Well, he was a fan's favourite, that's for sure. I mean, he'll get a warm reception, and he's made the squad, so he'll be in the matchday squad a lot. But again, I would imagine he's for cover, really. I don't expect to see him starting every week. He did win Player of the Year for Watford back in 2011, I think it was, but just before he left. A skillful player, good defender, great cover in case someone gets injured.
Okay. And Watford also signed a replacement for Vidra.
Yes, I don't know much about this chap, apart from his name is Stefano Akaka. He's come over from Italy. He's played for quite a few teams in Italy. Again, he's going to be the number 4 striker. It's to keep pressure on the others, really, I would say. And if we get injuries, he'll get his chance to show us what he can do.
Yeah. Now, the squad has been announced. and one or two omissions that perhaps you, from the outside, you wouldn't expect, having seen them play fairly regularly last season. I'm thinking of Paredes, is it?
Yeah, Paredes. Well, we've been looking to offload Paredes I think, for some time now. Unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with his wages, and the same would go for the keeper, Arlowskis. We were looking to get rid of him as well. So again, and that's someone else who's just sitting in our wage book. But when you sign so many players, it's a risk you take occasionally. It's obviously a risk the owners are willing to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the new signings made it straight into the squad. The unlucky gentleman would be Deja, who's been injured since he came, so he hasn't made it into the matchday squad. So there's going to be no first team football for him before the new year, that's for sure.
Okay, and Decoyer, is it? He was set for a loan move out, didn't get his loan move, and he's now in the squad.
Yeah, that would have been the place that Deja had, and I guess they just took the decision that if we couldn't loan him out, the other chap's injured, might as well have him in the matchday squad. The thing is, doing that gives them a chance to have a look at him again before the January window to decide whether they do want to try to loan him out again in January or whether they want to keep him in the squad.
Okay. Now, there's been some comment, obviously, because of the amount of toing or throwing in the team from the powers that be at Watford, and and Luke Dowling has been said, has kind of tried to highlight some of the reasons why players move on and why they pick certain players and buy certain players and stuff like that.
Yeah, Watford's a strange club at the moment, because this is all very new to us, being big players in the transfer market. We're normally a club that used to just bring players through. Troy Deeney came from Walsall for about 300,000, and now be worth 20 odd million plus. But the thing with the Pozzos, they do turn over a lot of players. They do bring a lot of players in there. And also with their willingness to change manager at such regular intervals, each manager has his own idea how the game should be played. And when you bring in managers that have very different formations, you haven't got the right players in your squad. So it's almost inevitable that if you change managers and have different playing styles, you're going to have to keep having this big churn of players in and out. And to be fair, it's kept us in the Premier League last year. Udinese have been in Serie A for many years, playing European football as well. This season's going to be the interesting one, the difficult second season, to see if their formula can work in the UK. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, is it something that as long as the Pozzos are in charge, what fans are going to get used to, and are they happy about that?
We're still at the stage where, yes, the fans definitely have to get used to it, but we're still at the stage where the owners are in their extended honeymoon period, where everything they do that fans aren't happy with, they've sort of accepted it because the results are going well on the pitch. And not only that, you see the money they're investing in the club. The ground looks amazing at the moment, a new shop inside is amazing with new big screens, and everything they're doing, you can tell, is for the good of the club. They're not just in there as money men. Everything about the club is better. So I know some people are upset that we haven't got any youth team players coming through. Unfortunately, that is the game these days, and we're going to have to get used to that.
Okay, now there's no preview because there's no game tomorrow, so because it's international weekend.
Yeah, we're on international break, so yeah, let's hope they can work on their fitness, the players that are still in the squad, and work on the formation they want to play, and hopefully come back stronger after the break.
Because do you think that's the reason why they started off quite well and faded, is that they're just not fit enough, and it's because Nazari doesn't understand the level of fitness that's needed to play in the Premier League compared to Serie A?
I'm not sure he doesn't understand. I think Personally, I'm guessing he took an educated punt at getting them to learn the formation and hoping they could work on the fitness and catch up. It could also be a mental issue, mentality issue, because that's the buzzword that seems to be going around in all the interviews at the moment. That so say the players are fully fit and match ready. We started really well, took the lead, and lost in both league games and in a cup game as well. So there's only two things that could be. It could be that they weren't fit enough and they couldn't keep the pace going, or they sat back or started to panic, or after going 1-0 up and changed the way they were playing. Can happen. You can go 1-0 up and then with 20 minutes to go, sort of you're only 1-0 up and you start to worry, and all of a sudden once you do that, everyone's all over you and you make mistakes, and as we saw against Chelsea, that can lead to a loss.
Okay, that's really good. Thanks for that. Kings Langley. Now they've not had a very good last weekend was not a very good weekend for them, and they lost a couple of games.
Yeah. So they're struggling to find their feet at this new high level that they're at. They're not being outplayed, so there's still plenty to be hopeful for. But in the last two games, they lost both of them 2-1. Both home games, so they haven't won at home yet, so that's unfortunate. And in both games, they went 2-0 down early doors and were chasing. Managed to get one goal back, but that wasn't quite good enough. It's still too early to start worrying. Their game tomorrow is away to Cirencester, who are bottom, and Kings Langley are only 2 points above them, so a bit too early to call it a relegation battle, but it's a bottom of the table battle, and if they can get something from that game, I'm sure they'll have the confidence to start climbing up the table.
Okay. Now, tomorrow sees the start of the rugby fixtures for Fullerians in their new league, and like Kings Langley, they've also had successive promotions, but in their case only 2, and they're now playing in a much higher league than they did last time.
Yeah, and rugby, massive step up in quality when you go up these leagues. It's a bigger league with 14 teams rather than 12. London won North Division, and so that puts a lot more pressure on the players. I'm not sure if they've managed to increase the size of the squad, but they're definitely going to have to train harder and be fitter than they were last year to compete at this higher level. But by all accounts, it's a very professional outfit they've got down there now, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can go.
Yes, it will be, and hopefully it'll be a successful season for them again.
Yes, and successful sports in Watford carries on, because West Herts hockey season starts on Sunday, 18th of September, and they had their most successful season last year with promotions, people staying in leagues. So good news for sport all round Watford at the moment.
It is. And talking of good news, Radlett are back into their winning ways.
Yes, after the disappointment of the National 2020 tournament, they're back to the league, and they won by 131 runs against Sawbridgeworth on Saturday. And there are two games left, still catchable, but unlikely, I'd say. They've got Botany Bay who are bottom of the league next. If they win that game, they may be able to open up an insurmountable lead. So let's hope they do.
Okay. And other cricket news, Aldenham Cricket Club beat Frogmore.
Yes, Aldenham County Cricket Club beat Frogmore to win the Hertfordshire Village Trophy. First time they've ever won the trophy in their history. So that's fantastic news for them. Another local cricket club on there.
Okay, great. Well, we keep getting interrupted by Chris, so I suppose we better go to him. Thank you for the sports, Neal, and I know you're going to be joining me to go through some of the charity events as well in a minute.
I'll be back soon.
Okay, thank you, Neal. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Diane. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, sorry if I've been messing you about there. I didn't mean to, but my my person that I'm looking for is walking around over there with the red shirt. I think you can probably see him in the distance there, but I'm going to grab him in a minute. So let me just tell you where I am. I'm here down in the field again, and you can see in the background here there's a big white space. But Steve is the organiser, and Steve's just walking up now, so I'm just going to put him on camera, and we're going to ask Steve a few questions, all right? So here we go. So, Steve, good to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
Now, this all kicks off tomorrow at midday.
It does indeed.
And we're in. I can see that you've got the stage being set up over there. You got people putting up stuff over here. You got some toilets.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on down here. So tell us a little bit about Croxfest. How did it all come about?
How did Croxfest come about? Croxfest actually came about from an idea. If people remember, there used to be a very, very small sound stage for Croxley Rebels, and that ran for about 2 or 3 years, I think it was. At that stage, I wasn't involved with it, but the idea came from a group of people who were involved with the Rebels, which again is part of the Croxley Green Society.
Yeah.
And what they did was started the idea and then got together a group of people, some of whom are still
involved,
still involved like I am today. And gradually over the last 6 years, Croxfest has grown, and we're looking forward very much to tomorrow. And fingers crossed the weather's going to be kind, but we'll see. What's a festival without a little bit of rain?
But there's a real sense of community in Croxley, isn't there? Because you've got the revels, you've got the car shows, you've got this. There's a lot going on for what is ostensibly an outsized village.
Oh, hugely. I mean, we are very, very lucky. And I mean, not just with Croxfest. I mean, we have a huge army of volunteers here tomorrow. But there's lots of people who volunteer for the revels, for the car shows, and even for the fireworks on the green, which is done on New Year, which is put on by the parish council as well. So, no, I think it's fantastic, and anyone who can give a little bit of time, even if it's an hour or whatever, for anything, that's brilliant.
So, what can people expect tomorrow if they've never been before? They come here, they get here at 12 because it starts at 12.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can park locally, and it's all free.
Yeah, I mean the event is free itself. I mean, one of the things we do is we do ask people to give generously if they can into a bucket collection.
Right.
Some of that covers our running costs, but other monies will go towards the Air Cadets. We've also got money going through the parish council to Watford New Hope Trust, and also for the local scout and guiding movements around Croxley Green. So, it's anything helps make a real difference to, the children in our community as well as other people as well who are less, not as advantaged as some of us are.
Right. So things start at 12. Is there music throughout the day?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 10 bands on. We've also got Heart FM here with us as well, who've been on board with us for a few years now. The Heart Angels will be here.
Right.
Looking forward to seeing them down here as well. There'll be food, there's bouncy castles, there's face painting, there's arts and crafts stalls. So, there's lots of people to come and enjoy, and it's a family day out, and we just want people to come and enjoy themselves. That's what it's all about.
Fabulous. And you've got a Facebook page as well, haven't you?
Oh, Facebook, Twitter, our own website, which our website web designer does a fantastic job with. So if you're following us on Twitter, we'll keep a lookout for the live tweets and all of that. So,
and how many people are you expecting down here tomorrow?
In previous years, we've had between about sort of 7,500, 8,000, but that's across the whole day. That's not at any one time. We probably peak audience 2,500, 3,000 at any one time.
Right, and then that must have grown since the early days.
It has for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's actually fairly constant now. There's lots of people from Croxley, from Rickmansworth, Chorleywood, Watford, who come. There's one or two from a little bit further afield, but predominantly it's local people who just want to come out and have a great day. They know where the green is, and we'll see them tomorrow.
Head down here. So, thank you, Steve. Any questions, Diane, that you think I haven't asked that we might want to ask Steve?
What type of music are the bands playing, and what time does it go on till?
What's the genre of bands that are playing? Is it a real mix?
We got a fantastic mix of music tomorrow. We've got a little bit of Trojan ska. We've got some country music. If you like your electric synth 80s anthems, we've got a little bit of that going towards the end with our friends Electric. DeLorean, who are a sort of high octane rock band, will be closing the show tomorrow night. What else? Oh, we've got Tom Billington, who used to be in a big band in Watford called Mohair in the early 2000s. Who's this is new sort of journey, country and western. So there's a real mix of stuff for tomorrow, which hopefully there'll be something for everybody.
And what time does it finish?
We'll finish about 8 o'clock.
Okay, and the $1 million question: will there be a chance to buy drink here and stuff like that as well?
Okay, lots of food, but the one thing we don't do is we don't have a beer tent, because we've kept it focused as a family music festival. People will come here, we'll have some gazebos up, and I'm sure there'll be a couple of Pims and champagne corks popping along with a few cans along the way. But it's about people enjoying themselves and having a good time, and just enjoying themselves and being responsible.
Fabulous. Right, okay, I think that's it. Is there any more questions, Diane?
No, that's all from me. Thank you, Chris.
Fabulous. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for talking to us. I know you're busy, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Indeed.
All right, take care. Thank you. Bye now. Bye.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Chris.
So it's going to be a fun old day, and I'm going to be down here for most of the day tomorrow because I'm helping out, as I said earlier, on the kitchen stand, and I'll have all the Link4Growth stuff down here. Hopefully we'll be able to share all the community stuff that we're doing with some people down here.
Yeah, now we need is good weather.
Yeah, I don't believe in fingers crossed, but I have to be honest, it's looking a bit grey down here at the moment. Let's hope that blows away from some hot French air drifting up the channel.
Okay, well, hopefully it's going to be a good day, and it will be nice and dry, because I think if it's muddy, we don't want a mini Glastonbury, do we?
Well, to be honest, it isn't going to be muddy because this ground down here is absolutely rock hard. It might be a small swimming pool, but it will not be muddy.
Okay, well...
All right, so that's me over and out. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The forecast for tomorrow is, rain in the afternoon, so hopefully the forecast is wrong. Take a pack or an umbrella might be good advice.
Okay, I'll do that. Cheers, Diane.
Okay, cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Right. Okay, thanks for that, Chris. Now, Neal and I have been running through the charity and other event news that's happening this weekend, and I'm going to start with telling you about the Michael Sobel Hospice and their annual sponsored walk, which is taking place on Saturday, on September the 18th between 8 a.m. and 12 noon in Northwood. The entry prices are £10 for an adult, a family offer, which is 2 adults and 2 children, that's £25, and under 16s, it's £5. You can walk between 10 and 3 miles, and there will be refreshments available at the end. You can still book your place, which you can do via the Michael Sobel Hospice website. They also want you to raise additional funds if you can, to help them raise lots of money. So it sounds like a cracking event, and it's one of those where hopefully the weather is going to be really good and better than the forecast for tomorrow. Now, Neal, you understand about the cups of tea and the benefits of cups of tea, running a recent coffee shop, and Michael Sobel has got something else with tea involved as well.
Yeah, Michael Sobel Hospice have got lots of stuff going on, and this is one doesn't depend on the weather, luckily. So if you can run a coffee morning and raise money for the Michael Sobel Hospice, and they're calling it Coffee for Care. And it's on the 3rd of October. You can do it any time on the 3rd of October. If you go onto their website, www.michaelsobelhospice.co.uk, and their events page, you can download a pack, a fundraising pack to get you going. Okay,
and I've not heard of this before, and I'm not saying that you have either, but Jail and Bail.
Yeah, this is a strange one. I've never heard this before. Yeah, so Jail and Bail, Friday the 7th of October. Again, it's Michael Sobel. Their staff are going to be locked up by the police, fingerprinted and photographed, and they're going to be kept in the jail until £500 is raised. So I guess loved ones will be hoping that people care enough to raise £500 so they're not left in the jails. And this is happening on Friday 7th of October, and it starts at 11 a.m. I hope none of their fingerprints or DNA are on the database.
And of course, anyone can. You can actually volunteer to be locked up, can't you?
Oh, I hadn't seen that. I thought it was their staff. Wow, that'd be fantastic. No, not something I'm interested in. I'll donate some money.
Okay. And they're also doing the busy month, a couple of months coming up for Michael Stobel. They're also doing a Halloween colour dash, and they're accepting bookings for that. So they want you to join them for some spooky fun with their new colour dash taking place in the grounds of Mount Vernon Hospital. The fun starts with a mini dash, which is one lap of a route approximately 1.1 miles long for kids getting off at 11 a.m. followed by a longer dash, which is roughly 3.3 miles for adults, starting at midday. Each participant can choose to take 1, 2, or 3 laps, and it will be, as you run around, you'll be sprayed with ghastly colours as you walk, jog, or run through the monstrous colour stations. There will be prizes for fancy dress. There's also a pumpkin carving competition, and there's a prize also for the spooky colour stations. Entry costs £20 for adults. Children under 11 are £10 each, and a special family ticket of 2 adults and 2 children for £50 is also available. You need to register there on the day earlier if you haven't already pre-booked, by registering at 11 o'clock for the kids race and 12 o'clock for the adults race. That is at the running it at Mount Vernon Hospital on the 30th of October between 10 a.m. And 1 o'clock that day. You can also go purple for a day, can't you, Neal? If you're into colours.
Yes, so Hospice of St Francis, this time we get a lot of hospice charity events, because obviously they rely heavily on the public support, and I can testify to how brilliant Hospice of St Francis is. They're having their 2nd annual Go Purple Day. So you can do anything from take a selfie wearing a purple wig, arrange whole parties that are purple themed. They've got packs you can download to help you with ideas. You'll be able to text PURP01, and that will give £5 donation, and that's on 70070. So all this is going to be happening on Friday, the 7th of October. But even if you can't make it, then you can still take part with the selfies and the texting and donating. So get on to St Francis, stfrancis.org.uk, and check out the Go Purple.
Yep, and the Peace Hospice and St Francis are both offering you the opportunity to go brown, as it were.
Oh, yes. So the push for peace. This is actually not in Watford this year, because it was in Casbury Park last year. Upset a few people with breaking some trees and stuff down in the wildlife area. So it's changed to a venue that is more suited, and it's going over to, I believe it's St Albans. I'm just trying to find
Chiswell Green.
Chiswell Green. Well done, thank you very much. And that is standard entry is £35 a person, and it's a 5-mile muddy obstacle run, and 30 obstacles. You haven't got to be fit. It's just going to take a long time if you're not fit, because I can tell you, running in mud and climbing over things for 5 miles takes it out of you. You can get sponsored, obviously, as well, to help them out, as well as the entry fee. Great fun, get muddy, and all for a good cause. And as you said, St Francis, they're doing it as well. They call theirs the Mud Pack, and it's the 3rd time they're doing their challenge, and theirs is on Sunday the 23rd of October at Ashridge House. And they say, following the huge success of Mud Pack 1 and 2, they're excited about what's in store in Mud Pack 3 this year. Show your determination and sense of team spirit as you jump, climb and slide and wade your way through our adrenaline-fueled 5 or 10 mile. Wow, they really are upping the game for the the diehards. So they've got a 10-mile version as well. How much is entry?
They want you to ask 10 family, friends or neighbours to sponsor you £5 each.
Yeah.
And you've reached your minimum undertaking of £50 of sponsorship.
Yeah, so that's £50. That's doable for most people, I would say.
Yeah, and you can get registration details via the Hospice of St Francis events page on their website.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. Quick reminder, because we've talked about it a lot, the bandstand is coming home. It's formally being opened at 1:30 on Sunday afternoon, and there'll be a whole raft of bands playing between 1:30 and 6 p.m. That's on the bandstand being reopened in Canterbury Park following its which is part of the 6.6 million regeneration scheme for the park. Hearts Pride normally takes place in Canterbury Park. This year it's not, Neal.
Yeah, this year it's in Hemel Hempstead, Gaybridge Park. So if you can't make it down to Croxley tomorrow, but you are in the Hemel area, it starts at 11 a.m. and goes on till 10 p.m. Loads of stalls, music. There's bands, music tent, pet friendly as well. So fun day out. Get down there, get down Hearts Pride, and have a look at all the stalls and see what's going on.
Okay, and if you enjoy taking photographs, the Watford Observer are asking people to send in their pictures of the beautiful southwest Hertfordshire. So, and I know that in the past, Link4Growth have run competitions to do with photo competitions, southwest Herts, and the response was fairly good, especially when we ran them in conjunction with the Women's Centre. So now is your chance to get if you're into photography and you've got some great landscapes of the area, now is your opportunity to get out there and take some photographs and maybe get them published on the Watford Observer website. Talking of photography, Watford Camera Club season started last night, and they meet every Thursday evening at the Friends Meeting Hall in Church Road up in Nusket Wood area of Watford. They meet every Thursday, throughout the year between September and the end of June in the following year. They have a wide range of competitions, tutorial type evenings if you want to improve your photography, practical evenings, whole variety of things going on down there. And that is every Thursday evening between 7:45 and 9:45. And next Tuesday, being the first Tuesday in the month, Watford and Bushy Art Society, WeBAS, as they're fondly known, have their annual September meeting, taking place this Tuesday. They're meeting at Tennant Hall, which is part of the building system at the Watford Grammar School for girls in Lady Close. The event starts at 7:30 and goes on to 9:30. The event this month is landscapes and acrylics. Obviously, landscapes is a big theme going on with the Observer photo competition as well. You can join, and then entry is free. Or if you just want to go, and if landscapes you're thinking, just want to find out some acrylics and stuff like that, then you would pay £4 on the door. Visitors are always welcome to WeBAS, and they're a group who have got their annual exhibition coming up soon. Neal, the Horns, they've got a couple of, they've got a usual arrangement, and this week we know it's DJ Wayne because I haven't double booked anything on their website.
Yes, so if you're out in the town over the weekend and you're looking to support a local music venue, the Horns is your place. DJ Wayne tonight, £3 on the door to get in after 9. If you want to get in for free, get there before 9 o'clock. Playing a variety of music from the 70s, 80s, 90s and noughties. So that's tonight. And then Saturday, tomorrow night, they've got Soul Enforcement Bureau starting at 9 o'clock. Local band, they're very good at supporting local bands in the Horns. So if you like your new music, get down there. And also on Sunday afternoon, 4 till 7, they've got Way Back. I would also say on Sundays, if you like your jazz, get down to Horns for Sunday lunch about midday, and you'll see some classic jazz.
Okay. yeah, for some reason, they never seem to post that up on their website.
I think it's just because it's so well attended and they know about, everyone who goes knows about it. It's a jazz band that have been doing it for 40 years and they're still going strong.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Watford Coliseum, we've got a couple of events this weekend and a couple more that we'd like to tell you about. Tonight they have The King is Back. Ben Portsmouth is a well-known Elvis impersonator, cover artist, however you would describe it. He's on this evening, and there are still tickets available for the gig this evening. Tickets are £25 or £23. If you're going groups of 8, you can save up to £3.85 a ticket, and if 20 of you can go, you can save £6.20 a ticket. The prices that we mentioned are inclusive of any booking fees, and the concert starts at 8 o'clock this evening. So if Elvis is your thing and you just got back from holiday or wondering what to do this evening, then pop down to the Coliseum. Make sure you're there in good time. This Sunday they also have an Elton John tribute act, and that's Joel Coombs. And this is part of the Season with the Stars at the Coliseum. That's this Sunday. Doors open at 1:30. Lunch is served at 2, and the performance starts at 3:30. Tickets are available still. And the £30 ticket price includes a 3-course Sunday lunch. If Chas and Dave are your thing, you might want to pre-book this because I'm sure it's going to be popular. They are playing at the Coliseum next Saturday, that's the 10th of September. They'll be playing a whole range of their cover songs, of their songs and everything. They've, in the past 2 years, headlined the Royal Variety Show and sold out at the Royal Albert Hall, and performed an arena tour with Status Quo. And they've also, as usual, as regularly have done in the past, appeared on BBC TV. They're guaranteed to give the audience a good time, and of course you may well have thought, Chas and Dave, I know them. Well, how do I know them? Probably from Gertrude and the Sideball song on Rabbit, which were songs that were very big in the music charts a few years ago, but I'm sure they'll be great fun and great entertainment. Tickets are £33 or £31. If you buy in groups of 10, then you get an 11th ticket free. Sean Locke is also playing, the comedian that is also going to be having a gig at the Coliseum on Thursday, the 15th of September. This time his act is called Keep It Light. The show is, as I said, on the 15th of September. Ticket prices are £26.50. They are still available, which is somewhat surprising because he's a very popular comedian, isn't he, Neal?
Sorry.
Sorry, okay, don't worry. Sean Locke is very popular, and hopefully you'll guarantee a good evening if you go and see him. The Palace, Neal, have got the BGF on this weekend.
Yeah, so Saturday, I don't know what's happening on mic. Right, I'll try. On Saturday, Steven Spielberg brings Roald Dahl's classic Giant to life, and the Palace Theatre are showing it. And not only that, they're showing it in 3D. We've got 2 showings, one at 4:30 and one at 7:30. So I would suggest you get down there for the 4:30 showing, and then maybe pop on down to the Pump House, where doors open at 7:30 for Yellow Comedy, where MC Andrew Carberry has yet again got a great lineup for you, and headlining is Johnny Glasgow. Andrew does a tremendous job getting some fantastic comedians, and I know you'll be there probably, Diane, taking the pictures.
Yeah, and of course you host a Yellow Comedy event later in the month, don't you?
Yes, in 3 weeks' time, I've got it's my turn.
Yeah. The gig, the photos, the BGF starts at 4, not 4:30.
Oh, sorry, 4. I got that one wrong. There is a second viewing, but don't worry about that. Just get down to Yellow Comedy.
Exactly. The second viewing's at 7:30. Yellow Comedy is for over 18s only, but they're usually great gigs, aren't they?
Yeah, always a good night, and the Pump House has a bar, and I'm not sure if they do the same as we do at that's a reason we pop down to the pub afterwards. But I'm sure there'll be people doing that as well.
Yeah, and as I said, they're a usually great lineup. And of course, when Yellow Comedy comes to you next month, you've got Sian Phillips headlining, who is absolutely phenomenal, isn't she?
Yes, I've actually sat in at a writing session that she was in, and it was quite interesting to see. And I've seen her once live, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Great. Okay, thanks very much, Neal. It's just time now for me to tell you about Link4Growth events that are happening this forthcoming week. On Monday, there's Link for Coffee in Croxfest, but instead of being at the kitchen like it normally is, it's for this month only at the Red House Pub, which is around the corner on the opposite side of the road. This is the evening coffee that's held in Croxley, so it's between 5:30 and 7 o'clock. I don't know why it's been moved, but it has been moved for this 1 month only. That was, of course, followed by the National Link4Growth Mingle, which is a Twitter festival and contact and a great way of meeting other people around the country and being introduced to them who are interested in Link4Growth. Wednesday, there's a Link for Coffee on at Regis on Clarendon Road in Watford between 10 and 11:30. This is usually a very well attended event. The Regis building is opposite where the courthouse used to be, so it's very easy to find in Watford on Clarendon Road. And they've recently redecorated the ground floor and refurbished it. So actually, pop along and have a look and see what they've done. And if you're interested in hiring space, in Watford, there might be a place for you to go along and meet 1 or 2 people there. Thursday, 8th of September, there's a Link for Coffee at the Mercure Hotel. This is the one that Catherine usually hosts, but I'm not sure if she's back yet. I know she's back some point next week, because she should be appearing on next week's show, I hope. But anyway, the Mercure Hotel is on the A41. The Link for Coffee is being held between 10 and 11:30. And that's all the Link4Growth events next week. So it's up to me now to thank Chris for his interviews and to thank Neal for helping me out with the charity news, and also, as usual, for doing a fantastic job with all the sports.
You're welcome.
And that's it. And we will say thank you very much for watching. If you do want to get in touch, then please do via Twitter at L4GSWHearts. That's via Twitter at L4GSWHearts. And we look forward to hearing your comments if you have any, or suggestions for future shows. We'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.